Our next speaker is Dr. Swati, who is senior faculty at Arvint Eye Hospital, and she'll be talking about should we rip the entire canal using GAT.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Tanit sir and AIOC for giving me this opportunity. And I really feel overwhelmed that I am sharing the stage with so many stalwarts in glaucoma. So I am supposed to talk on should we rip the entire canal? And this is all the debate which is going around me with my colleagues and everybody, that whether 180 is enough or 360 is enough. So I'll be not just talking about GAD, but I'll be talking about other 180 degrees trabeculotomies as well. I have no financial disclosures. So we all know that the juxtacanalular trabecular meshwork is the site of greatest resistance to outflow, and the canal-based procedures aim to bypass this resistance either by stenting or by de-roofing the canal. And this can achieve the IOP similar to the episcleral venous pressure as already told by Dr. Stephen. So either you can stent by doing iStent G1, G2, D3, or you can put a high-risk microstent. You can do trabecular meshwork incision by GAT or excision by KDB, bang, and Tenito hook. So this is a video where I'm showing GAT. I'm using 50 Prolene suture, which has been blunted at the tip using a low-temperature cautery, and after making an initial goniotomy, I'm threading the suture into the Schlemm's canal. By gentle strokes using the MST forceps, I'm advancing the suture inside the Schlemm's canal. When the suture is in the right place, you don't feel much of a resistance. And then when the suture appears at the opposite side, at the initial goniotomy, we re-grasp it above the suture which is placed, introduced first, and then we zoom out and then take off the lens. Then using McPherson's forceps, we just pull the suture from outside, creating an internal de-roofing of the Schlemm's canal. So this 360 degrees GAT is achievable, and initially when I started GAT, it was difficult for me. It used to get stuck at 180, but then I used to thread it from other side, and I used to get 360. So this is the largest follow-up, 4-year surgical follow-up, and it's a retrospective study of 59 eyes, and the mean IOP reduction they got was 45%, and the number of medications that got reduced was from 3.2 to 2.3, and the cumulative failure was 59.3. 28 eyes underwent re-surgery, and 10 eyes had inadequate IP control. Now, if you see a G1 and G2, they bypass the trabecular meshwork, and then this is a study which has got the longest follow-up of 7 years, and it has an absolute mean reduction of 4.8, that is 5 millimeters of mercury reduction, and 12% underwent glaucoma surgery again. This is another study which has got an 8-year follow-up with 62 eyes and IOP reduced by only 26%, and this is only when they were placing 2 stents, G1, that is iStent which has got a L-shaped, this is the first generation iStent, so instead of placing 1, they placed 2 and saw the reduction in pressure, it was 26, mean medication decreased by 17.9%. And there is a study which says that more implants, more IOP reduction. So in this study, they said that with every implant, extra implant, that is iStent inject, they got additional pressure reduction. What about Hydrus? Hydrus is not yet approved in India, but as Dr. Stevenson showed in his video, yes. So it's a 5-year study, 5-year-long horizon trial that has come up, and it has got an IOP reduction of 49.5%, and medication-free patients were 66%. KDB, as you can see, as described by Dr. Vanita Pathak, that it's a handheld knife device to engage and stretch the trabecular meshwork and then excise it. And it can be done for almost all the cases which have got where you have good angle visualization, and it just houses into the Schlemm's canal, and then you can just rip off the roof. This is another study which has got the outcomes of KDB, retrospective study, 3 years follow-up, and they say that success at 36 months was 52.5%. So in the end, I will be summarizing all these studies together in tables, but this is like iStent inject versus Cahook dual blade. Their IOP reduction was 46% in the phaco iStent group as compared to 51% in the phaco KDB group. So it's like almost comparable. And then last is the bang, which is the least expensive method, and the first to start with, I would also say, if you don't have a Tenito, then you should start with bang. So you bend the needle and then you introduce into the trabecular meshwork, the Schlemm's canal, and then you go either, if you are right-handed person, you can go in a forehand stroke and towards your left-hand side, and if you are a left-handed person, if you feel more comfortable, you can go a forehand stroke with the left hand towards the right-hand side. So this is another study by Dr. Arsham Shebani, where they found more than 20% reduction was found in 73% of the eyes, and the decrease in AGM was 73%. So in a recent study which was presented at American Glaucoma Society by Dr. Aik Ahmed group, they compared standalone 360 degrees trabeculotomy using a suture, that is a suture gad, versus a 180 degrees trabeculotomy using an iTrack or an Omni device. And it's a prospective study where they had 9 participating centers and 263 consecutive eyes were taken. And this is the current literature which shows that, okay, sometimes 360 degree trabeculotomy is comparable. They say they are superior, 360 is superior to 180, but then what they also concluded that the 360 degree trabeculotomy without phacoemulsification demonstrates higher surgical success and IOP lowering as compared to 180 degrees trabeculotomy, although the 360 degree group had more hyphema as compared to the 180 degree, which is logical also. So if you see compare all these data, you see IOP reduction by GAT is 45, whereas by bang in one group is 73%, and by KDB is 52, and Hydrus is 49. So what am I achieving by ripping off the 360 degree trabecular meshwork? AGM reduction also highest with bang as per the study by Dr. Shebani, and then followed by Hydrus and KDB. And these are not opening of 360 degrees. So as you can see, the GAT has got 360, but iStent generation 1 caters to only 30%. iStent injects caters to 4 clock hours or 60 degrees. Then Hydrus is 90, KDB is 120, and bang is also 120 degrees. But all these, we are opening the Schlemm's canal, but what comparable results we are getting in terms of IOP in even better with the lesser 180 degrees trabeculotomies. And look at the cost here, and you can see that bang costs just 100 rupees and suture gad costs 500 rupees. But the rest of them are less cost prohibitive for India. So if we have to choose, so we have to be very wise, and like complications are also high, maximum with GAD, because anyways you are opening 360 degrees. So the hyphema is the most common complication with any trabeculotomy, but they are self-resolving and self-limiting, and within 1 week you can get rid of the hyphema. So do we really need to open the 360 degrees trabecular meshwork? Well, I would like to say customize your mixed procedure for each patient, weigh the risk and benefit, consider blood thinners, comorbid conditions, life expectancy and severity of glaucoma, and affordability, whether the patient is able to afford or not. You cannot put all the baskets in one, all the oranges in one basket. Just customize the MIGS. Be ready to face hyphema if you are if you are going to do a 360 degree trabeculotomy. And when everything fails, well, trabeculectomy still stands as a gold standard. And when trabeculectomy also fails, tubes are still there, if not anything. Thank you so much.
Thank you.